Press. Welcome to our verbal reasoning lesson today. Verbal reasoning is very important, especially to you if you're going to be doing year 7 entrance exam to an independent school, or if you're going to be doing 11 plus exam to a grammar school. So they're going to ask you questions on this thing, verbal reasoning. What we're going to be looking at today is word patterns. We want to see whether there are patterns in words here, or looking at the letters that are being swapped here. What I mean by that is, just let's look at example 1. But first of all, we need to read the instruction. The words, it says the words in the second set follow the same pattern as the words in the first set. Okay, so I've got the first set here. For example, here I've got vile and fact. So vile, vet, and fact. So this is the first set. And then this is the second set. So sell, seal, and blow. So this is the second set. So they say that these ones follow the same pattern. So these ones follow the same pattern as the first ones. Okay. Now, so find the missing word to complete the second set. So vile and fact give vet. So sell and blow are giving sue. So we need to know what's basically going on. So what's going to happen is sue wasn't there. So we're going to use this to help us. Where did they get this V from, E from, and T from? They got them from this and that, right? Likewise, to find what the word goes in here, you need to use letters from here and letters from there. That's the idea here. So I'm going to repeat that. The words in the second set follow the same pattern as the words in the first set. Find the missing word to complete the second set. So I'm going to repeat. The vile and fact, letters from the vile and fact are picked to make vet, which is the word in the middle here. And likewise, you're going to pick letters from sale and from blow to make this word that goes in here. Okay, so let's use this. Let's see what they've just done here. Now, I can see that this V here is the first word there. They picked the first word there. That's going to give us that. And then this E here is the fourth word here, isn't it? That's going to be the fourth word there, the first one. And T is basically the last word here. I'm going to say the fourth on that one. So what's going to happen, you're going to pick the first and the fourth word from here. So the first and the fourth word, so S and E, to become the first two. Just like this first and the fourth became VE, became the first two here. Likewise, the first and the last here will come the first two here. Okay? And then now this T, which is the fourth one from the second word, was the last one here. Okay? So the last word, the last letter in the second word becomes the last one here. So I'm going to go to this last word. I'm going to pick this last word here, this one, and that's going to be the last one here. Okay. So SE came from this, that should be 4. So S and E came from this and that, and then W came from that one in the same order. You can see I've got 1, 4, 4, 1, 4, 4, same pattern. Okay. Right. So what I want to do now is to pause the video and try question 7 to 13 quickly. Questions like this in your 11 class should take you about 4 minutes at the most to do. So try question 7 and question 13. Right, so hope you've tried them. So let's go over question 7 quickly. Now this one is road and that's poem. They're being used to make up the word ramp. What and down will be used likewise to make a word that goes in here. So let's see what happens here. So this R is the first word there, the first letter there. So this R has come from the first one there. Okay. So I'm gonna quickly take W. This is gonna be the first one. It's supposed to be the first one there because that's what has happened. The R, the first one from the first word, becomes the first one there. So the first W from the first word becomes the first letter there. Now the second one here, this one, has come from the third letter there. So this one has come from the third letter. So I'm gonna go to the first word and pick this third letter, which is basically gonna be A. So that's gonna be A there. Okay. Then the third letter here has come from this M. Okay. So that's come from the fourth word on the second, has come from the fourth letter on the second word. So I'm gonna go to the second word and I'm gonna pick the first letter and I'm gonna put it there as N. Then this P has come from the first one. of the second word. So that's gonna be, if you want, you can put it as that's gonna be the first one of the second one. So that's what that's gonna be. So I'm gonna go to the second word and I'm gonna pick the first letter there, and that's gonna go at the end as D. Okay. So your word here is wand. So that's how to do this kind of questions. You just do the same pattern. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna put the video in. I'm gonna put the answers for you, and the answers are detailed. They've explained just as I've explained what they've just done. So I want you to use them to just basically mark your work. So question 7, 8, and 9, the answers are there for you with explanations. And I'm gonna add question 11, 12, and 13. The words are there written in bold, and they've also explained how they got those words. Same pattern as what I've just explained. Okay, hope you done well on that. Now let's move on. Right. If you're wondering what I do, I'm not just a tutor. I am a qualified teacher working in the UK at the moment. I also tutor many students face to face in their houses. So I drive to your place and I just come and tutor you there. If you're doing 11 plus exam, or if you're doing GCSE, or if you're just doing anything that I can help you with, I normally do that. I also do online tutoring via Skype. So if you're interested, or as a student or as a child, you can talk to your mom and then you can email me through this email address here, and then I can respond whether I can tutor you. Now with online tutoring, it doesn't matter how far you are. If you are in China, you are in Kenya, you are in South Africa, and you are doing your entrance exam, or you are doing your IGCSE, you are doing your maths, and you want help, we can arrange and do that online via Skype. It doesn't matter which country you are. It doesn't matter how far you are. I also thank those who have been donating to this project. My mission is to make as many videos as possible for 11 plus, for GCSE, for maths, for sciences, as many as we can, so then you can do well in your exam. So people have been contributing to this project, and I'm so happy, and I'm so encouraged to do more videos to help people. I'm trying not to charge for these videos. I just want to let people watch them free, and they can just pay voluntarily by just offering donation of any amount, £1, £2, £5, £10, anything that you want to donate. You can just basically pop into a NatWest bank and just give them my bank details like this, and they put that money in my account. If you do online banking, you can also transfer via online. If not, then you can just basically walk on to an NatWest branch in the high street and pay that if you're in the UK. If you're watching from abroad and you want to pay, that's really good and it's encouraged. You can just use these bank accounts and talk to your bank, and they will transfer that money over the internet to my account. Okay. I would be glad if you can send me an email then, so then I can just thank you for supporting this project that we are aiming at. If you're a student and you're wondering how you can contribute, it's very easy. All you need to do, talk to your mom or dad about these videos that are helping you, and they can just arrange to put some money in the NatWest account, or they just do it online. That will really encourage us to make these videos and just to allow people to watch them without charging them. Okay. Right. So we're gonna move on to the next part, which is question 14 to 18. We're looking at the patterns in the words. Okay. Now, what they want us here is that they'll provide a long word for you. For example, here they provide a very long word, but they've chopped off some letters from there, and you got to figure out what word that is. But they're going to give you a clue in the sentence. So let's see what the instruction says. It says, find the 3-letter word that completes the word in capital letters and finishes the sentence in a sensible way. Okay. Okay. It says, find the 3-letter word that completes the word in capitals. In other words, this word here, GED, they've chopped off the word rat from it. If we return the word rat from it, somewhere in there, it will make a word that makes this sentence perfect. So what I want to do, I just want to do for you question 14, and then you can try question 15. Question 14 says, my cousin wears something in the swimming pool. So with this one, you got to think about things that people normally wear when they go swimming, right? Particularly if they're children. Okay, so what do people wear? Something that will always prevent them from, going deep into the water, so then they don't drown. So you need to think about what that is. I can see the word arm here. So DES should help you know that. Now, we normally put what we call armbands in our hand, in our arm when you go swimming. So the word is going to be armbands. So what word did they chop off? They chopped the word band. That's the word that they chopped off. So that was taken off. So if I put it here, it was the word band that was chopped off. But is that correct? That's not correct. Because if you look at the instruction, I've done that so then to help you now. People normally don't understand these things sometimes. They make mistakes. What did the instruction say? The instruction did not say a 4-letter word. The instruction said a 3-letter word that was chopped off from there. Okay. Right. So now I'm going to go back again. I've said that my cousin wears armbands in the swimming pool. So I'm going to write that word again. I'm going to have armbands. Okay. Now, so if you look at this carefully, what they've chopped off is not band. They've chopped off the word ban. Okay. Now, to ban something is to like refuse it. Say, for example, the ban that teenagers shouldn't be walking in the high street. You know, they come up with a law to stop people from doing stuff. So we say that they banned it. Okay. So the word is ban, B-A-N. Okay, on that one. Right, so I want you to try question 15 quickly, 16, 17, and 18. For question 15, I've just put in here fish for you to just give you a clue on how to do that. So you need to pick up the 3-letter word that has been hidden with that. Okay, hope you've tried that. So I'm just going to show you the answers quickly to that section. Right, so 15, the word is add. The complete word is haddock. Haddock is kind of a silvery fish, which you can always buy when you go to the chips shop to buy. You can always buy that piece of fish. It's normally called haddock there. The question 16 is splashed. Question 17 is vanilla. And question 18 is weather. And they should fit in nicely. Think about it. The dog ran into the sea and splashed around joyfully, right? So what would the dog do in the water? It will be splashing around anyway. So that's splashed. Now at the market, there was a homemade vanilla ice cream. Everybody knows about vanilla ice cream. So the word that was removed there was ill, I-L-L. Okay. The something got worse when we reached the top of the hill. What will get worse? Maybe the weather. Okay, from this, the weather got worse. It became very cold for that. Okay? So they will always test you on areas like this. So make sure that you're good in your vocabulary, you're reading a lot of books, and you're trying more and more of these kind of questions. Okay, so well done, and that's the end of this session.